Hello, dear Capricorn. I've got your forecast all ready to go right here, and I'm going to explain it to you in detail. Looks very interesting, very, very interesting. July is a huge month for us. Those of you who study astrology know we've got two eclipses and a retrograde Mercury. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. I'm going to break it down simply and explain it all to you. But before I do that, let me mention a couple of things that I think will be of interest to many of you. Those of you who have taken advantage of my gift of a free copy of your actual birth chart, uh, you've gotten your chart and you looked at it and you said, okay, now what do I do with it? And it reminded me of my book, because this is what I recommend. My first book, Now That I've Cast It, What Do I Do With It? It's available on Amazon. This book is designed to teach you how to use the best book you've got, which is between your ears. It's your brain. That was a Mercury retrograde slip. Could you tell? We're in the shadow. Just a little bit, just a little. Okay. This book is designed to help you think, to interpret the chart your way, based on very positive truth, and to allow you to express the astrologer within you. People have told me about this for years, how much they've enjoyed it, and I recommend it, not because I wrote it, but because they like it. Okay, so that's the first thing. Secondly, have you taken advantage of my summer eclipse special? You know, our world is spinning out of control. And I think it's very important that everybody have access to their own forecast, which is why I offer my specials. This one, the summer eclipse special, goes through July till the first eclipse of 2020 in January. I want everybody to have all the information about the four eclipses, the two Mercury retrogrades, and the major transits, which of course vary from person to person. This special will only be offered in July, even though it goes through the beginning of 2020. So my suggestion would be that you go to my website, MaxineTaylor.com, and order it while it's available. Okay? Now, another thing that I want to share with you, another freebie, my full moon ceremony on July 16th. It is the lunar eclipse, and it's going to be a large crowd there. There is no charge for this. If you're in Atlanta, of course, come to the Phoenix and Dragon bookstore. You are certainly welcome. I usually get about 40, 45 people at every full moon ceremony. When it's an eclipse, I get double the amount. So get there early so you can find a place to park, okay? And let's see. If you're not in Atlanta, if you're not in the United States, you can still attend. All you have to do is convert your time zone, to Eastern Daylight Time. Give yourself about an hour if you want to stay for the whole thing. Maybe a little longer this month because we'll have a whole bunch of people there. Tune in and enjoy the beautiful, loving vibes that the people in attendance bring. Okay, now let us talk about your forecast. Talked about Mercury retrograde. Let me explain to those of you who don't know what it is. Mercury rules communication, correspondence, and transportation. 3 times a year it goes retrograde, which means it appears to be moving backwards. It's not, but it appears that way. And that is how it feels here on planet Earth. Everything is confused, particularly anything involving communication, correspondence, and transportation. Your car, your computer, your thinking, your communication, your speaking. When Mercury goes retrograde on the 7th or 8th, depending on where you live, of July, it is right on top of Mars, which is war and anger. Communication and anger. My suggestion is that you table any argument that you're thinking of starting with somebody or finishing, because you cannot unsay what you say. And I hope our world leaders understand that. Okay, so Mercury goes retrograde. What do you do during a retrograde Mercury? You tie up the loose ends of unfinished business. You do not begin a new project because either it fizzles out completely or it has to be redone within the year. If you have not yet seen my video, Mercury, the prequel and the sequel, Mercury retrograde, the prequel and the sequel, it's on YouTube. Check it out. It explains the shadow of the retrograde, which means we feel the effects of the retrograde about 2 weeks before it's literally retrograde, stops moving, and approximately 2 to 3 weeks after it goes direct, comes out of retrograde. So you're not going to start a new project, but you are going to tie up the loose ends of unfinished business. So let's talk about what is going on in your forecast, Capricorn. All right. Mercury, the planets are moving this way, but Mercury is moving that way, clockwise, while the other planets are moving counterclockwise. On the 7th, it goes retrograde, 7th and 8th, and it moves from the 8th house, which is secrets, transformation, the secrets of life, where we come from, where we go when we leave here. And anything in the 8th house undergoes a transformation. Well, Mercury is there, which means your thinking is undergoing a beautiful transformation. Don't you love it? As it moves backward into your 7th house of relationships and partnerships, you may be redoing or revisiting some of those. We don't sign contracts on a retrograde Mercury. You might find that you're having to review an old contract during this time, because that's what we do, is tie up the loose ends of unfinished business. Mercury goes direct between the 31st of July and the 1st of August, and it is a new moon as well. Both of those events indicate movement forward. Mercury goes direct, it's moving forward. New moon, new beginnings. Things moving forward, which is really beautiful. So we start off with Mercury in your 8th, end up with it in your 7th, and then after it goes direct, it goes back into the 8th for more transformation. Let's look at all the other planets. Venus, the pink planet, the planet of money and love and beauty. It's been in your 6th house of health, helping that area. 6th house of work, helping that area. Have you had more clients last month? Venus. On the 3rd, it moves into your 7th house of partnerships and brings love to all of your relationships. You might be thinking, gee, am I going to meet somebody? You could. On a retrograde Mercury, just see how it shakes out after Mercury goes direct, okay? And then on the 27th, Venus enters your 8th house of other people's money, transformation, particularly about love and money. And so you're re-examining your ego, and I'll tell you about that in a minute, your thinking, and your love. So let's talk about that ego. It's the sun, the yellow planet. The sun starts off in your 7th house, and the world loves you. People are crazy about you. They've been banging your door down to be with you. It's been wonderful. On the 22nd, the sun enters the 8th house, and these 8th house planets give you an opportunity to help other people financially, get their act together, get their values together. I love the way this looks. And the ego undergoes a transformation, the thinking and the love nature. But there's one more planet, Mars, the red planet. Mars rules anger. Wherever it is, that's what we throw ourselves into. And so you are really being the psychic detective this month, looking beneath the surface at what is really going on. And any unfinished anger issues are going to be worked on while Mars is in the 8th house. Now, let's look at the eclipses. The first eclipse is July 2nd. It is in 10 Cancer 38. Find 10 Cancer 38 in your birth chart, because that's where this solar eclipse, it's a new moon, starts things going in your 7th house of relationships. How lovely is that? And so with Venus there, and the eclipse there, and Mercury getting there, we're talking about all kinds of interactions with people, personal and business. The second eclipse is July 16th. It's in 24 degrees of Capricorn. Find 24 Cap, because this is a full moon, and on the full moon, things come to a head. It's in your 1st house. This is you saying, I'm doing what I want, when I want, how I want, because I want. And I got to tell you, do it your way. And that's on the 16th, of course. So you've got other people and you. Partnership, blending with other people, and you doing your thing your way. And then the new moon on the 31st, the day that Mercury goes direct, helps you get to the bottom of issues, whether yours or other people's. It helps you with joint finances. And it brings more transformation to this glorious 8th house of magic. So, I hope this is helpful to you. I've really enjoyed looking at it. And so I'm looking forward to being with you next month, when once again I look at your forecast. Until then, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now.